moment that I have forever been waiting for. I am so super thrilled and super excited, guys. I mean, this has been a dream, it's such a beautiful thing seeing a dream coming to pass, man. And wow, I am so super thrilled. I'm super excited for this incredible podcast that we are actually finally we are launching. I don't know, but I just want to give not myself, but myself and you guys and everybody who has actually put in the hard work all together and making a dream a reality. I mean, let's give it a round of applause. Let's give it a round of applause. Well, I am super thrilled, guys, and welcome. This is our Candid Conversations, and of course, with your all-time favorite, Blessed Sia. That's who I am. Before we go anywhere, let me just introduce myself, right? Although this podcast is not about me. Like literally, guys, it's not about me. But this podcast is definitely for us and everybody. If you are tuned in right now and you're watching this podcast is also for you. Full name and surname, I am Siyabonga Mahlango, but I am popularly known as Blessed Sia. Hence, you see that this is GenTalks with Blessed Sia. Yeah, so I am a fourth year medical student. Actually, I'm at the end. Let me make that clear. I'm at the end of my fourth year, going into my fifth year. Yes, I'm going into my fifth year as a medical student, and I am, of course, studying in Russia, and I am in Saratov, in the city of Saratov. So Saratov State Medical University is the university that I'm in. Of course, I am an author as well. Of course, as you can see right here, this incredible book. If you don't have this book, then you are definitely missing out. This is an incredible book, and it's such a bliss. It's a beautiful book entitled Echoes of a Young Silent Void. If you have not purchased it, you can just go to Amazon and purchase the book right there. And if, of course, you are in my home country, South Africa, you can just contact me and then you can get the book right there. I am also a public speaker, and of course, because of this platform right now, I can officially ordain myself as a podcaster. I am also a podcaster, but public speaking is it's one of my greatest passions. I love public speaking. I love just, filling the room with my voice, with just doing what a public speaker does. Yeah, and I wanted to say I am a musician. I am not a musician. I just know music and I know how to play musical instruments. Yeah, I just love instruments. So I am a pianist. I can play piano, I can play bass guitar, and I can play drums as well. And currently I am, of course, here in Russia, I'm a language tutor. So I teach English. But that's not why we are here. To be quite honest, the real reason why we are actually here, this is a podcast, and this podcast is the voice of the youth. It is the voice of the youth, and we are here to document a diary of a young person. So every young folk that you know out there, even yourself, you might be a young person. We are here to document a diary of a young person. We are here to have our candid conversations. Now, if you note, every time when I come into the podcast, I'll just be like, hey, beautiful people, welcome to GenTalks Diaries, and this is our candid conversation. Yeah, so we are here to have conversations that matter, conversations that are truthful, conversations that are genuine and authentic. But before that, let me just break it down for you guys. As you can see, that it's GenTalks Diaries. So the GenTalks, of course, it's the combination of generations, generations, and talks, it's conversations, and diary. You know what a diary is. Have I ever had a diary in my life? Yeah, once upon a time, I once had a diary, of course, and I think that's where I learned a bit of my writing skills. I am actually right now documenting one beautiful diary, which is every young person's life. So we are here to have um, conversation that matters in our generation, and of course we are documented as a diary. Now, generations, I don't know if you guys have noticed that we actually have 6 kinds of different generations, right? 6 kinds of different generation that we have in our current moment and century. So the first one, we have the silent generation, we have the boomers generation, we have generation X, we have the millennials, and of course we do have generation Z, and we have the last one, which is the current one, our alpha generation. So let me just start from probably generation X. Okay, let me just do boomers. If you are born from the year of 1946 to 1964, you are actually a boomer. But if you are born between the year of 1965 till 1980, you are actually generation X. And I think most of our parents are from this generation X. And if you are from the year of 1981 to 1996, you are actually generation Y, which they call them the millennials. And if you are from the generation, if you were born between the year of 1997 till 2012, yeah, and here we are. We are this generation Z. And of course, this generation of this moment, the current generation, it's the generation Alpha, which are born from the year of 2013 till 2025. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard, but most of my fellow South Africans, I'm sure they know about this, that most of the time they will be like, I'm a 2000, which means you were born between the years of the 2000s, and of course that is us, the generation. So these are the conversations that we will be having between this generation. And most importantly, why are we here? Why this podcast? Why GenTalks Diaries? We are here to bridge the gaps between purpose, lifestyle, and dreams. It is so very much important that you actually take note of this, because all our conversations that we will be having will just be rotating or around this. Okay? And of course, we are here to bridge gaps of understanding between these generations. From the generation silent, boomers, generation X, generation Y, and generation Z. Of course, if even the alphas, we are here to have conversation that matters, so that we are able to bridge the gaps in between. Because one thing that I have noted, one of my greatest mentors, shout out to him, Mr. Mzondile Magagula, he has actually taught me that, or made me realize that there is so much misunderstanding between all these generations, from generation silent or boomers, generation X, up until to generation alpha. There is so much gaps, like there is this hindrance of understanding one another, and which is one of the main purpose why we are here in this podcast. So we are here to bridge gaps between generation. We are here to bridge gaps between diversity and humanity. Well, guys, I have been in Russia for the past 4 years of my life, going to my 5th year. And one thing I have realized, it's that the world is bigger than you could imagine. There are people from all corners of the world that get to live together and come be unified, irregardless of religion or the borders of gender, the borders of religion, the borders of cultures. But people just find a unifying way of becoming together. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's literally one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. So we are here to bridge the gap between diversity and humanity, coming here to have conversation between a white person, a black person, or whatever the situation might be. So we are here to build understanding in those diversities. And most importantly, we are here to become better versions of ourselves. We are here to become better and greater versions of ourselves. And let's move on to our guest. So how this podcast is going to be. Of course, I cannot be coming here each and every day to come and bore you. Talking a lot. I know I can talk a lot, but Man, no, I don't want to be the only one who's going to come here and share their opinion, share their mind, share their stories, and so forth. But we will be having guests from incredibly all walks of life. As I told you that I am in a city where we have different number of students, people coming from different places. So we are going to gather and get to have conversation that really matters in our generation. I mean, all African, most it will be African countries, every African country that you can think about, right from South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, Namibia, every country that you can think of, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania. I mean, we are going to be having guests from all over the world, all over the country, to come and have these beautiful conversation of us. And then, what is the plan of what are we actually going to discuss? We are going to discuss vibes. We are in this current generation where everything is all vibes and vibes that, and it's such a beautiful thing. So we will be having conversation around vibes. What does it mean, vibes? What are vibes, and conversations about the lingo that goes on in the today's generation. I mean, one day I was speaking to an elder, and I was like, that guy was capping, and the elder asked me over the phone. It was like, can you repeat, what are you saying? What does that mean? What are you saying? Cap? Like literally a cap? No, not that, of course. Cap means lying. So we are here to have such conversations around vibes. We are here to have conversations around youth diversity, being a different person from a different country, interrelations with one another and so forth. And we are also here to discuss health as a very prominent and vital aspects of our lives as young people in this generation. We're going to have conversations around mental health, conversations around physical health, conversation around emotional status, and so forth. So stay tuned, guys, for such incredible conversation. And of course, the torture of them all. We are here to have conversations around love. We are here to have conversations around dating such as a prominent aspect. And there's an incredible chapter in my book that says the first date, and it speaks about relationships and so forth. So we are here to speak about such things that really matter in our generation. So because one question I really have, is love really tangible? Is love really tangible? But we don't know. So stay tuned so that we can find out from our guest. And of course, we're going to talk about business, guys. As much as we are going to have fun in this platform, interesting conversation, but we also want to have conversations that are meaningful, conversations that are truthful, such as business, such as, of course, and success. Business and success will be our main focus as well. And of course, fashion, let's talk about drip. Let's talk about drip. What does it mean to drip? From the previous generation, how were they dripping? And our generation, what's the differences? Because one thing I've noticed is that fashion actually reoccurs. It's like this. So we will be having such conversation, of course, and we will be having the one of the prominent conversations that I think exist in our world or in our generation today is around money. Money, yeah. We'll be having conversations around money. We'll be having conversations around finance. And also we'll be having conversations around music and art. Music and art will be one of our best. I mean, and out of it all, guys, this platform is a platform, out of my heart desire, for it to be an uncomfortable and truthful platform where we get to be authentic, we get to be genuine, and we get to have no filter and also have no cap, and just to have these conversations. And then we are here, of course, to learn. There are certain things that we have to learn. So we are here to learn and unlearn. There are certain things that growing up you knew, but when you grow older, it's completely different. So we are here to have such conversation. And my wish, genuinely my wish, is that for this platform to be informative, to be entertaining, and out of it all to be a platform where we can empower one another. Hence, I said, we are here to become better versions of ourselves. So that's what my heart desire is around this entire podcast. And of course, guys, I don't know when we will be dropping, but I think for now the plan is that every Friday I will be dropping a video, whether it's a conversation between me and somebody else or whether it's a monologue, when I come on board and share my thoughts, share my ideas, my opinions, how I view the world and lifestyle and all those things. Remember, we're bridging the gap between purpose, lifestyle and dreams, so we will be dropping every Friday, and I pray that you guys just go there and subscribe, and you do the right things. You subscribe, you comment, and of course you do the right tick there and like, because our time will not be communicated as yet, but of course you will know currently soon. So yeah, I am super excited, and I cannot wait for the ball to start rolling. I cannot wait, guys, and I hope that we will have a mellifluous, beautiful and exquisite conversations around our daily lives as we are growing up as young people. And I hope that we will obviously impact one another and grow together in this space. And of course, where can you find us? The only platforms in which you can find us on YouTube, of course, as this is a virtual thing. You can find us on YouTube, but because of thanks to technology, now we can actually spread the word into other platforms as well. So you can tune into your Apple's podcasts, and you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Podbeans and all the other platforms of podcasting that you have. That's where you can find us. So yeah, beautiful people, I cannot wait. And let me not speak a lot, because I know I can genuinely talk a lot, but yeah, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and obviously comment on this video, because your subscription matters much more than anything. So thank you so much, beautiful people. From above to me, from me to you, it is love. Blessed Sia, proudly, spontaneously sponsored by God. And this is our Candid Conversations.